It's okay.
It's housekeeping. Awesome Jeff.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I am Alex Dingman.
I am Jeff Doss, and man, we are excited. We got a big episode for everyone, for all of our insiders. Welcome all the way right now from Hungary. We got Mason Bumba and Martin Balint. It's crazy you guys are here. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
I appreciate you guys having us on.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, this is going to be a major episode, an awesome episode. I can't, you guys, it's 3 a.m., so we really appreciate you guys.
3 in the a.m. Man, you guys love yourself some martial arts. You're going to get on just to talk about it at 3 a.m.
Yeah, you know it. I told Martin the time, and he was like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Let's go.
I love it. So before we get into y'all's weekends, Mason, of course, you had a huge weekend at World Cup. At the same time in Athens, Martin, you went and did the same thing that Mason did and tore it up and won everything there. So we want to talk about those weekends. But let's talk about, the announcement that happened, the week of World Cup. And I guess I'm going to be honest, like my weeks are all messed up because I was snowed in for a week. Okay. So like this is my first day back at the school from Chicago. So everything's just been kind of crazy. I feel like it was COVID all over again. All I did was virtual lessons.
First day back?
Yeah. Like having actual classes. Yeah. It was just wild here, man. We're not made for like you guys are out there. Okay. All the snow and stuff.
I suppose.
It's wild. And it wasn't snow. It's like 7 inches of ice, and like even the trucks weren't making dents, and it was wild, man.
See, that's the thing. And then you know what? Once you get out to like where I'm at, I'm in Elgin, Illinois. Mason,
Right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
right?
I know where you're at.
So when you get out in the burbs, now Elgin's actually older than Chicago, as wild as that is. But anyway, you get out here, you get out in the burbs, it becomes the like, you didn't shovel your driveway? You didn't snow blow your driveway? What's wrong with you? Who are you? And then when it freezes, you're done. You're told you can't shovel in now. Now
Yeah.
you're just driving over just white bumps all over you. You just gotta hope for spring at that point. There ain't no way you're moving it.
Oh no. Yeah, it's wild. And I think tomorrow will be the first day we get over freezing. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But and again, I was in Chicago and stuck, so it wasn't really like I could do anything, but well, that was my story. So guys, let's tell us just being a part of Revolution and just how all that kind of came about. I mean, of course I know a lot about it, but let's share just Mason and Martin. What do you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a little while coming. I mean, we were talking with our coach Christian about coming over to the United States more and more. I know both Martin and I didn't get to compete a lot in the United States last year, so we wanted to make it one of our main goals this year to not only, showcase our abilities and win in Europe, but also do it in the United States a lot. So we were looking for teams that kind of had the same drive to win, and that led us to Revolution. And, I've known Canel since I was 8 years old. So it was just it was a great fit, and Christian and Canel are very like-minded, and it kind of blossomed from there, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Well,
Martin, how about you? What do you know about, like, as far as I know, Christian, of course, you talk to him all the time. So what was his mindset with this?
Yeah. Our main goal was getting a really good team and go US to compete there for sure. That was first main goal, and we are proud now to be in a Revolution.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Alex, go ahead.
Yeah, tell me what that's like. So obviously getting the opportunity to come to the US, a little strange coming from you, Mason, not gonna lie. All right. So what was the thought process with Christian? Like, we're talking about Christian. Forgive me, I don't have the slightest clue how to pronounce Christian's last name, and I will not attempt it. All right, if you guys want
Okay.
to, go ahead. All right,
No,
we all know who we're talking about. I have been made aware of the storied history of Team Corrali. He is the winningest fighter in the history of the team. Is that accurate?
yeah, we can say that. Yeah.
Okay. Like, he's won world championships in multiple weight classes, but when you say, like, hey, Christian, he's the coach, he's really kind of helped us figure out how to do this. What was that conversation like about getting other opportunities to go here and there and essentially just fight more? That's what we want to do, right? We want to compete. We want to compete as much as we can. What was that like? What was the plan and the goal?
Well, initially, my sensei Jared Liger had brought over Martin and a bunch of the key rally guys, part of Top 10 USA when he was running it, and
Right.
that relationship led me to my relationship with Martin and Dimi and Christian, and so from there, I moved to Budapest and was competing in Europe all last year with them, and we were looking to do something similar since Jared had stepped back, and so that's kind of how it started, at least for Martin and them, to compete in the United States. Plus, Christian and Holt and Laszlo, they all competed with Paul Mitchell and everything. And so they had that exposure coming over to the United States. So we know that in the United States, there's a bunch of high-level competitors that don't get the opportunity to travel to Europe. So we want to make it known that not only do we have the opportunity, but we can, win on both sides.
Yeah, definitely. And also, like, of course, one big thing too, both of us had, was our relationship with Century. So that definitely, made that, an easy fit. And obviously, like, Century, like I talked to several of those guys today as well, and they were like so excited about this partnership, about this new step, about you guys coming over and being a part of it. And they're excited too. A lot of them are going to be at Ocean State, so they're excited to be a part of that and see that. So it's going to be, a fun time. Also too, like, guys, like, I know just we've been around Christian for years and we've seen him. He's very competitive person, right? And so he's driven, and that's one of the things that I remember when this message, the first message was sent. It was way back, I think, in October. I was actually on a flight to Germany for WKU when Cannell called me about this. And so, things have been kind of in the works for a while, of just thinking about it, feelers out there. So it's pretty cool to just see this. And also that, like Christian's just, like you said, competitive, but he's focused on, like, proving that you guys are the best, like, and that's awesome to have a coach that believes in his players like that,
You're both
most
been
definitely
pretty active. Martin, you've been pretty successful over the last couple of years. And like Jeff just said, I mean, you were just very successful like 2 weeks ago. So congratulations to you. Mason, you started to hint on, well, you just said it. You were like, we had Top 10 USA. You have a good relationship with Jared Liker. You took a step back. But getting to Budapest, being from Illinois, that's not like going to Missouri. What in the wild world of sports, how did that go down?
Yeah, I got to fill you guys in there, I guess, because at Warrior Cup, everybody was asking me where, like, what's going on with me, and I told them, well, I live in Hungary now, and everybody's like, oh, what? And then I'm like, yeah. They're like, when are you going back? Why are you here? And I was like, I go back Tuesday. I was like, this is a little side quest for me at Warrior Cup. So, so what basically how it like transpired, I came out to Budapest for a couple weeks in January last year for Golden Glove competition, Athens Challenge, and a bunch of training. And then I came out here plenty of other times. And I kind of was just in the summertime, kind of spur of the moment, speaking with Christian, the guys. And I was just like, what it would be like if I moved out here. Christian was like, do it. So then I talked to my parents and everything. And I was actually I was supposed to come home in July last year after being gone for 2 months in Europe. And my flight got canceled. So I just said, screw it. I stayed in London 2 days and then went back to Budapest, and I was there for 4 more months. So I came back in December after the World Championships, and I decided, you know what, I'm just going to move here for the majority of this year. And I came back last week. So I just spent so much time here, might as well just pick up and move.
Okay. So for those of us, me, that don't know, what's it like? Because for so many of us in the martial arts world, like the martial arts world is vast, but like the community, it gets vast, but then the world gets smaller, right? Like, and then that's where you're like, yeah, I was having a conversation with my coach, and 2 weeks later, I have a new address on the other side of the world. What? All right. What is it like? What's the cultural differences like? Fill us in.
I mean, the cultural difference is it's more a lot of focus here, I would say. But then also the work-life balance is probably is better than in the United States. I think in the United States, there's definitely a lot of emphasis on, work, like big work weeks and everything like that. Here, there's a lot of time that is spent for, holiday and relax time. And I think one of the big priorities for that holiday and relax time is because there's so much emphasis on hard work, especially in the athletic side, that holiday and everything is kind of needed, especially after competitions and everything. Also, there's definitely a lot stronger, I would say, towards family unit that I've noticed with a lot of my friends and everything like that. And Hungarians are really, really, really in tune with their family, and that's a big thing for them. And so that's a big thing that was kind of important to me moving out here. I mean, it was like I've known these guys for a while, but it was as soon as I started coming out here, it was like a second family for me. So that was a big kind of contributing factor to me moving out here. So the work-life balance, the family aspect is definitely very important. And, you got to say the food too. The food is a little different as well.
In a good way?
Good way.
Yeah,
Good way.
of course.
Yeah. Hungary has some great food.
Martin, what is like since Mason said that, what is like, all right, you guys do not know about this dish out here, that if you ever come to Budapest, you got to try this?
I would say about the foods, or
Yeah.
like, I would say we have some, like, did you hear about goulash? Goulash soup?
Nope.
This one is the best. The best. And I think Mason didn't try it.
No, I tried it. The first time I didn't like it, then it grew on me.
Okay, yeah. So that one is the best. I can
Goulash.
say that. Yes.
Goulash. Okay.
Well, I gotta find goulash in some way, shape, or form now. Now you're saying it's the best. I gotta try it. All right,
You
that's
should,
cool.
you should.
Well, how about this, Martin?
Lingo.
Now that you've gotten a chance to not only know and be teammates with Mason, what is now opened your eyes to like American culture, being around Mason all the time, where you're like, whoa, okay, didn't quite know that.
So I can say about the mindset is a little bit different. So because when I started working previous years, when Mason wasn't here, I was fighting with high school kids, like little kids, and I preparing for the competition with high school kids. So it wasn't that much good. And now Mason come, and we train really, really hard, and you can see the results. So we just go up and win everything.
Well, yeah, I love it. You guys have very different fighting styles too. So I mean, well, you're both very aggressive and you're both pretty athletic. But before the show, I mentioned to Mason, when Mason jumped on, I was like, yo, man, good to see you again. And this is the truth. So many people were texting me being like, yo, Mason Bumba looks like the 2026 Ross Cook, right? Which I love myself some Ross Cook. And then I'm like, yo, for real? And they're like, yeah, but Mason can trick and Ross can't. And so that part was cool. All right. But I would look at that and be like, yo, that's kind of a compliment, but at the same time, like Ross left a lot on the table, right? So there was a lot that he could accomplish that he was just like, hey, I want to do different things in life, and martial arts will be there when I get back. But Mason, you moved to a whole nother country just to train to fight, man. I'm excited for that. What would you guys say? Because now you've both got an opportunity on a new team. Mason maybe a little bit more. What would you say are your favorite events to win? Like, what would you be like, hey, we just know a little bit more about some of these events than maybe some of the Americans do. So really, these are our favorite events to win.
Yeah, Martin, you go first on that one, I would say.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. I
for
go
sure.
first. So for me, all the tournaments is really important, and I make go for myself. I want to win Grand Champion. Like in Europe, it's Grand Champion and individual and teams. In US, I want to win all with the guys. Teams, Open, Grand Champion, everything can as I can. But if I can say one big tournament in Europe is for sure Hungarian World Cup is I think the best quality and the best fighter always coming there. And in US, I'm very interested about Ocean State. I never been there, and I want to try myself, and we will see.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
gonna.
mean, Ocean
I'm
State
excited.
right now it's definitely one of the tops because I mean, for the states, for the longest time, it was the Diamond Nationals, and the Diamonds is still a big time event. The Warrior Cup, as far as an award, I mean, it's probably the best award to win right now is the Warrior Cup, but Ocean State is no joke, right? Battle of Atlanta, that's legit. I mean, those ones that are meant
Battles
those
of
ones,
Bumba,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
a
a lot of them are great.
couple sparring tournaments, I think, and honestly, what it's going to be great this year because it's not the same time as Hungary,
Yeah,
and
that's
2
it.
years
Yeah,
at
that's the
the same
best thing.
time. Yeah, and so now it's really exciting to be able to really have you guys come over. I'm sure there's going to be a couple others that are coming because it's back to its old, or US Open's back to its old spot. So you can go battle, stay for a week, go US Open. And I think that's really a beneficial thing for Europeans to come over here. So
Yeah, and one more thing about the competition is, but my favorite it was a NASCAR tournament before, but it changed and now it's Waco. It was crazy. Quebec was crazy. Like the night show was when I go to the stage because I fought there first time in the night show. It when I was turning around, it was so many people.
mhm. Yeah,
So that's why
it.
yeah.
That's right.
Well, I like
Makes-
Martin that you were able to kind of tell us like, hey, the hierarchy of tournaments in Europe right now, it's this because for so long it was just it's the Irish Open, right? And
Yeah,
that
yeah.
doesn't really look like it's coming back anytime soon. I wish it would. Just that's not the case. And then after that, it was a consensus, the Austrian Classic. Both of those things aren't happening now. So yeah, it was kind of like, well, what is it? Is
What
it
is the
the
big
Point
tournament now?
Fighter Cup? Is it the Hungarian class? It's the Hungarian Classic. Is that am I saying it right?
Yeah. Hungarian World Cup. Yeah.
Hungarian,
World Cup. World Cup.
Hungarian
World
World,
Cup.
World
Yeah,
Cup.
yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
Mason, what about you? Because I mean, I think you probably
Yeah.
just won one of the ones that you think.
Yeah, honestly, being from Chicago, the Warrior Cup. I mean, for me, I had been competing in Warrior Cup finals since I was 11 years old, and I didn't win my first Warrior Cup until I was 14 in weapons in juniors, and then when I was 16 again in juniors. So I had a little bit of a longer break than I'm used to from winning Warrior Cup since I won my first one. So it was good to win that one again and win it in fighting. That was my ultimate goal, at least for the United States tournaments, to win a Warrior Cup in fighting. Because weapons is one thing, but everybody always knows. Everybody that really knows me knows point fighting was my first love. So that was a big one for me. And then, I mean, even winning Irish Open as a junior or a cadet, I won as an older cadet before they stopped hosting it, that
Yeah.
environment was just amazing. And just to win, kind of that tournament of that like prestige, no matter what age you are, is pretty cool. But even as as a senior and everything in Waco, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to just win any European Cup. Like I know that Italian World Cup I got injured at last year, but I'm excited to win that this year. And then going into Hungarian World Cup, I was able to get second in Grand Champion the last time I was there. So this time having even more prestige and being even bigger competition. I think it was the biggest competition all last year. So being the biggest competition again this year, it'll be great to get gold there as well.
Who bested you?
Bailey in the open weight final. Yeah.
Okay.
Checks
out a bit, but you're right there, man. I mean,
So
you're coming.
exactly, especially after this weekend. Let's talk about just y'all's road to the championship from last 2 weeks ago. Martin, what was it like winning the Athens Challenge, and who were some of your toughest fights?
So this year that wasn't too much really really good higher level fighters, because usually when I'm fighting in individual I always fight with Bailey, and I was preparing for myself to fight against Bailey, and Bailey didn't come, so I was like, okay, now what's gonna happen? And not too many good fighters come, but a lot of fighters came to the tournament. And there was some Greek fighters who was really good, but the grand champion was for me it's January, so the first tournament it's not easy always. You need to prepare yourself again after the world championship. You have a big rest, and when I step on the tatami, I was losing every time. First minute I was losing. In the semifinal against the Italian guy, I was losing 3-0, and I said to myself, this is over or that's it. And then no, I need to go back and do my job and finish. And when I get in the final, Dimitrios was in other side, my teammate. He fought with Anastatopoulos, one of the Greek guy, and he beat. And in the final we didn't fight, because this was like a fourth time we won the Athens Grand Champion, and he gave me the gold medal, and that's it. So it was a good experience.
Yeah. Now, again, like you said, it's January. It's the first real big event. I know, and Mason probably shared this as well, is like the vibe and energy in Chicago at Warrior Cup every year is crazy, because it's that first event of the year. And to me, it's become one of my favorite ones. When I was younger, it wasn't the first one of the year. So I never thought of Warrior Cup that same way that maybe Mason or Alex does, but it's just that everyone is excited to start their year. Is that the same way that Athens is? It's like you said, there's a lot of fighters there ready to kickstart the Waco season.
So I felt like it's because we have a big rest, and if you want to be the best, you have to train that time. And I felt like I'm in the best shape in the tournament, because I didn't stop training. I mean, I stopped for 1 or 2 weeks, but after that I go to the gym, focus on myself, and I said to myself, okay, now let's start preparing for Athens and win everything. And I felt like when I started the movements and everything, my condition was better than everyone. My speed was better than everyone. Just my mindset wasn't there in the first couple of the fights, but after that it was good.
Awesome. I love it. Mason, what about what was it like, getting there, doing what do we have, teams first and then open weight?
Yeah, teams and then open weight. I mean, for me, going into Warrior Cup in general, I mean, I wasn't even planning on going. I was initially supposed to come back to Budapest on January 7th. And so my preparation, I was out of town most of December and everything with family and for holidays. And so my preparation for Warrior Cup didn't even start until January 7th. So that's when I initially started training for it. So I only had about 12 trainings leading into Warrior Cup. So for me, it was kind of like I made it more of a fun tournament for myself. There wasn't as much pressure I put on myself. And honestly, the best part about it was being back in Chicago, but also since I was in Budapest all last year and I was also injured, Christian's been coaching me, but my first coach and the person who's been coaching me for most of my life for the past 10 years was my father. And so I was like, yo, pull up and coach me every single fight, no matter what. And it was just really, really cool and surreal to have my dad behind me coaching me the whole weekend. So it was just that kind of fun throwback. It made me feel like I was, 12 years old fighting, high-fiving my dad before I fought. And then after I won, so that was a big deal for me. And that's what kind of relaxed me and made it more fun all weekend. And I mean, going through the open weight bracket, I basically cleared out the whole bracket for everybody. I mean, I didn't have a single easy fight. So it was a long day, but it was a productive day. And I just made sure to, keep it fun and keep it light for myself, focus on one fight at a time. And one fight at a time led to the W there. So if you watch back the fight, I think Sport Karate Zone posted it, but as soon as I won, both hands raised, and the first person I look at is my dad. So that was a big thing for me all weekend, to have him behind me and then also to win and make him proud.
Well, that's going to be something. I'm really glad you mentioned that because I was definitely going to ask that. But that's something that, listen, if you win 8 more Warrior Cups, right? That moment, it'll be seared into your memory forever. And I mean, it's probably even more, special for your dad, to think about that. I mean, your dad is a very involved martial arts parent, right? You guys went everywhere, and that's all. It was his dime every single time, every training session, every flight, every hotel room, every 35 divisions that you entered for a tournament. And now you're the guy. Like that's a proud dad moment, if there ever was one, right there, to not only do you, all right, you're at that level clearly now, right? Because at one point it is like, can I get to that level? Can I be that? Like, I know I'm a really good junior. Can I be that good? All right. And then you were, and then it's, can I beat the best? And then you did. And can I actually win the biggest tournament? And then you did. And then your dad's right there behind you. Yeah. What? How cool is that? Awesome moment.
Yeah.
What were the conversations like with you and your dad?
With me and my dad?
Alex, your mic again. But yeah, with you and your dad.
Yeah, I mean, the conversations honestly was just fun. I mean, he knows me better than anybody else, and when it comes to being in the ring and everything like that. So it was just like in between, especially in between the round in the Warrior Cup final and everything. To be honest, we didn't really talk about strategy at all. We were just like making jokes. I think he told me 1 or 2 things I need to focus on, but after he told me the 1 or 2 things, that's the adjustment that needed to be made. And then after that, it was just like, how cool is it that we're doing this together? And then cracking some jokes that maybe I can't say here, and then got back up and finished the job, but even in between rounds and everything like that, we usually like to keep it light, keep it fun. But of course we start off with the focus and the adjustment that needs to be made. Talk about how my body's feeling, where my mind's at. And then of course, once that's all situated, and I usually stay focused all the way through. And even Martin knows me now that I like to have fun in between my fights, but of course focus comes first, obviously, but having fun is part of my focus. So anybody that knows me knows, even when I did Forms and Weapons, I was always be the first person to, mess around a little bit or have a conversation with a random person or just go chill out with the scorekeeper or talk to the judges or anything like that,
Okay, hang on now. You said something I didn't like. You said Forms and Weapons in past tense.
What do you mean?
Is it truly past tense?
No, it's never past tense.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. When I did it in the past. I don't know what I could do in the future,
Right.
Okay.
I mean, I know you're doing a lot of lessons and lots of seminars, so you're doing lots of seminars, lots of lessons with that bow. So, listen, I know how it is too. It's like once you start teaching a bunch, you're like, you know what, I can do this again. I'll give the, kind of gets you going again. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know it.
All right, Martin, you mentioned earlier that, like, all right, a lot of times you used to train with high schoolers before you got a chance to train with Mason all the time. And now Mason's kind of alluded to, like, hey, I like to joke around a little bit. What is it like? What is it like training with this guy? All right. Is it just like, listen, this Mason's got to take it a little bit more seriously. What is it like?
No, like Mason is a really cool guy. If we are in a bad mood, he can make the training better. But in the trainings, he always focused and he give 100%. That's why it's easy to improve with him.
Awesome.
Well, you guys are in a very storied school and studio with, I think Esteban Corrali is one of the smartest coaches in the history of sport martial arts, point fighting. I think he's one of the smartest coaches. And sometimes others may not understand that and give him that credit just because there's the language barrier, right? But he speaks very good English, right? But so the conversations I've had with him, it really dawned on me. I'm like, man, this he is brilliant. So what's that like, Martin? Because you obviously have way more experience with that.
So when I started doing kickboxing, I was not with Chris. I didn't. He was that time. He was a fighter, and I started with Kirai István, who was the owner of Kirai team. And then a couple of years when I get bigger, I started working with Chris, and I improved a lot. But the good thing, I get to know how to train with István and also with Chris. So the experiment is really huge. And also when I was in the training and when I was a kid, I can see Holt, Laszlo, Richard, Christian in the same tatami. They was killing each other, and there was like minimum 20 world champion medal there, and I was like, holy shit, what's happening here?
That's awesome.
So that's why the mindset is we get from Chris is really good.
Well, Richie's still somewhat active, isn't he? He just fought in the World Championships, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't prepare at all. He just went there and fight. He was fighting with Dimitrios, and I think they made the best fight in the World Championship.
Yeah, I remember that. Well, and he was fighting not in his normal weight class either.
No, he's not.
Right. I remember when I'm looking at that, and I'm like, Richie's fighting in what weight class?
We talked about that a lot. So we were like, whoa. All right. And Richie is one of my favorite fighters, man. One of my favorite fighters to watch.
Yeah, he's crazy because McManamy was inside the Ireland guy, and he said to me, okay, I'm gonna beat this guy because of our past, and he backed out or something like this. I don't know what happened with him, but he backed out, and then Dimitrios was the big opponent for him.
Nice.
And Dimitrios is having a fantastic career as well.
Yes.
He's one of the best now.
Yeah. So guys, again, I'm just going to put what's next on the journey, but as far as you guys coming here, we're going to see everyone at Ocean State, right? So we'll have the whole team from Corelli and representing Revolution with us at Ocean State, right? That's the next one in the States. What's the next thing for you guys event in Europe?
Yeah, so Ocean State will be the next one in the States for us, but in Europe, it'll be Italian Kickboxing World Cup in Jesolo. Will be the next big one for us.
When is that?
March 10th, I believe, or March 10th to March 15th. That second week of March.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And so that's another big time event, and we're probably going to see some more, like all the heavy hitters there, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. So, and you guys, when you guys do team fighting there? Is the team fighting? Is it 3-person now? Is it 5? How does it work over there?
It's same as NASCAR, 3 people.
Okay.
Yeah, 3
And total
people.
points now, right? Yeah.
What's up?
Awesome.
Total
And
points.
it's total points now, right?
Yeah, total points.
Yeah, total.
Okay. I know it's changed so many times over the years, so it's pretty cool to see that it's very similar. And I think it's the most exciting now that way. I personally believe, but
Is there, before you guys go, because I do this all night with you guys. This is so much fun. All right. Well, night, it's morning to you, or middle of the day.
Yeah.
It's like it's 3 a.m. over there right now. This is crazy. All right. Is there someone who you're like, listen, I hope that we all have fantastic competitive years or seasons this year, but I really want to fight this guy? Who is that guy for you?
Go ahead, Mason.
Me, go ahead.
Yeah.
Honestly, I want to fight Martin again in competition, just some friendly rivalry. But if I'm being honest, anybody who is anybody, obviously everybody regards Bailey as the best. So I mean, and Bailey knows I've called him out in person before. So he's obviously the gold standard to drive to, because he's won everything there is. So I always want to fight the best and beat the best. And so after winning the Warrior Cup and everything, I mean, I wanted to face him in open weight and in the Warrior Cup. So, and he knows that too. So Bailey and I are close friends, and I've known Bailey since I was like 9 years old. And we used to fight on teams together for Team Straight Up and everything. So it'd be great to fight him again, especially since I haven't fought him for 2 years now. So I got to say Bailey, and then probably maybe some other people in Europe, but I got to figure out my weight class first.
See, that's what I mean. Like, you're how tall are you? Like 6 feet, 6'1"?
Yeah.
6'1"? You're 6'1", and you're long and lean. You're in that perfect sweet spot where you could be like heavy or light middle, right?
Yeah.
Like, where are you, right? And
I mean, it depends on how much I'm eating that week.
All
all right, Martin. What about you?
What about you, Martin?
For me, is I want to really fight in I think in US, Latin America. I want to fight with him, and if I can bring back some old guys, I want to fight with the old generation like Holt or Raymond or Jack. It's gonna be my best thing. I don't care if I'm lose or win. I just want to fight with them too. Because Chris is always telling us our generation was better, and I told him not even close. And yeah, that's why I want to see the old generation fighting the new generation.
So we could probably set up the Jack one. He's not
The
done.
Jack one we could do.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
could
yeah.
make that work.
I love to.
That would be awesome.
Jack. Yeah, Jack's Jeff's favorite fighter of all time, and Jack is such an anomaly because it doesn't the things he doesn't make sense why he's that successful. And you go like, all right, like he's really good at, if you could pinpoint one thing, you'd scratch your head trying to come up with just the one thing, and then you realize like, wow, you're actually just pretty great at everything, right? And so I'm gonna agree with Christian. I think his generation, hands down, is better. There's some guys though that I will give it to you. We didn't have a Bailey, we didn't have a Tyreek, we didn't have a Demetrios, but you know what we did have though? There was this one guy. I don't know if you've heard of him before. His name's Raymond Daniels. I don't know if you've heard of him. All right.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he was pretty dang good. All right.
It was pretty good.
He was okay. No, I was joking. He was really good.
That's awesome. Well, guys, thank you guys for joining us, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. However that's going to start now. Guess you'll have early morning training now.
Yeah, that's it.
We are.
Yeah, I figured. That's awesome. Well, thank you guys, and good luck in March. And we are excited to see you over here in April. And welcome to welcome to the team as well. So I'm excited to work with you guys.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Chad.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Alex. Thanks for having us on. Appreciate you guys.
Have a great one.
Congratulations, guys.
Peace.
Awesome. So
These guys
that
are
was
awesome.
great. That was great. That was awesome. So again, thank you to those guys for joining us at 3 a.m. now, probably 3:40. So before we bring on the next big champ here, I want everyone to go get if you have not downloaded the main app yet, go download the main app. We have our first episode of our docu-series, Bow Here, Bow There, only on the main app. And dude, it is awesome. The first episode is great. And it is going back to World Cup 2025. And we are following 4 athletes: Amber Rutherford, Tyreek Saint, Kevin Walker, and Philip Brumet. All right. So talking about showing their journeys, very easy and smooth and amazing watch, about 15 minutes. And we're excited about it. Big, shout out to, Travis for his concept and everything, but big shout out to Brett Shumway for all the editing and everything he did to put that together. So guys, this is a really big deal. And so go check this out. And we're excited to, kick off this series with this. And we got so many more episodes coming. So, all right, let's bring the guy in.
Surprise me though. The main app is going to be
What's up,
fantastic.
man? It is going to be. It is going to be. What's up, Dawson? How are you doing, my friend?
I'm blessed. What about you guys?
Same.
Good.
We're blessed that you joined us, my friend.
Yes.
Thank you. Happy to be on.
Man, so dude, it's been a while. I was kind of thinking, I was like, dude, wait a minute. Dawson's like the only one that hasn't been on yet. This is crazy because we've talked about it so many times. But you know how
Yeah.
it is sometimes. And you guys have a show and you're like trying to line it up to where it makes the most sense and this and that. And then it's just like,
Yeah.
you know what? Whatever. Let's go. And then you know what? This works. You go out there and you kill it at the World Cup. I don't know, dude, which performance was my favorite. I mean, I love the finals one, but dude, your Grand's performance during the day was so
Yeah.
sick with that aerial move.
Yeah.
It's just amazing, man. So let's just go through like what was your mindset going into World Cup, man?
Oh man. I was listening to the guys that were on and just them talking about it, so it made me think, and I was like, shoot. I mean, I had to go back and go through my camera roll and just like kind of get an idea of like when really started. Um, so yeah, after the diamonds, it's November, so I'm still in school right now, so I'm like balancing that right now, but I'm still training and trying to stay in shape. But that whole month of November, that was me just a lot of deep thinking and a lot of conceptualizing and just trying to, try to figure out what I'm going to do and, set the goals that I want for this tournament through the next year. And just going back and forth. It's like, well, I've been going to this tournament, since 2015 now, and I haven't won a Warrior Cup yet. And I've fallen up short for the past, since I've been an adult, I've gotten so close. And, reflecting back on like how I approached it and fallen up short, I was like, okay, what can I do this time? So it was really just getting in a really sharp mindset of, I think, just the power of self-belief, and just that took me so far. And then once I got that down and kind of figured out what I'm gonna do, I went on vacation. And I did, which I think it was, looking back, like I was positive the whole time. I went on a cruise, and I think, dude, that was honestly the best thing for me because I haven't been on like a vacation in
Yeah.
a couple years, man. So I did that. But once I got back home, I was back to being, serious, obviously. No more having fun. Back to, okay, even when I was like on the plane back home, I'm already like going through like my notes of everything of like, okay, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna do it? How am I gonna train for this? How am I gonna be ready for this division? What am I gonna do in this, this form? What am I gonna do for musical? What am I gonna do for the overall grands? and for the Warrior Cup round, like I'm just going through it in my head on that flight and just like putting it all in my notes. So, once I got back home, then I got to, training the physical side, training my body more and just trying to that was definitely the hardest part. Once I felt mentally sharp, felt more optimistic about everything, and I could talk more about that. And but
Oh, dude, Dawson, me and
what's
Alex are
up?
just dying laugh just because like we both get you, okay? We both get you. We understand just
Yeah,
like you're like, man, there was just so much, there's so much in my head. And dude,
yeah,
it's awesome just to
hmm,
see, like how serious you take it, right?
yeah, absolutely.
You
But
know,
the
you got
best
to me
thing,
when I literally just went and I
yeah,
put my mic down and I'm like, I don't need to talk.
yeah.
Yeah,
You're
no
just
worries,
Can I,
going
can I
out,
can I
man.
say something really quick
Yeah,
though? Because
what's
it
up?
is like it's staring me in the well, two things are. Number one, that t-shirt is
yeah,
awesome.
yes.
Oh, thank you, thank
I
you.
want that t-shirt. Send me a
Yeah,
link. I'm gonna get it tonight. Not
yeah,
tomorrow, tonight. But anyway,
yeah.
the other thing, listen, at high level forms and weapons, it
Hmm.
is said a lot where eventually guys end up in the film industry.
Hmm.
I want to be very clear about this. You need to be in the film industry. You need to be a stunt double for one person only. Ryan Gosling. You
Yeah,
are a freaking twin. You are Ryan Day. You sound like him too.
yeah,
Wow.
I
yeah.
can use
I've
that
gotten
to
that
your
so many
advantage, my
times.
friend.
Yeah, yeah,
Get,
man.
go get it. There's talent agencies out there, and you're gonna walk in and you're gonna go, "Hi, my name is Dawson. This is what I like to do," and they go, "Oh, you sure about that?" Because their head's gonna be down, and you're gonna pop up and you go, "Look at me. Who do I look like exactly?" And you know what? I'm a highly skilled, world class level martial arts athlete. Watch what I can do, and they're gonna be like, "My goodness, let's get this guy going." You're Ryan Gosling in martial arts form.
I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you, Alex.
Oh man.
But I've gotten that so many times. Dude, even at like gas station, like anywhere, I've been told that, like, you look like, are you famous? I said, no,
Why are you saying just say yeah?
I'm not an actor, or if that's what. So, but yeah,
You should
maybe one day.
no, you see, you should
Oh
answer
man.
the way you should answer that is you should say, "Yeah, you know, I've done a couple of things."
Yeah.
You actually say what they are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've done a couple of things. Maybe someone has seen, maybe not. It's here, it's there. Who knows?
Hmm.
Now they
Yeah.
think you're Ryan Gosling,
Now,
being
yeah.
humble.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Dawson, one of the coolest things that I saw, you do was the ending of your grand championship form during the daytime, right? Because again, Warrior Cup,
Hmm.
man, I mean, I think in a lot of ways it's one of the hardest tournaments to even make the finals at, right?
For
Because
sure.
of course, everyone is there. Everyone is excited. You're either there. Some people are saying, "Hey, this was my last season. I'm just coming for the banquet, but I might as well compete at this." You have those
Yep.
people. Then you have the people that are gung ho and kickstarting their year off. Then you got people that just want to win the Warrior Cup. Then you got people that are fresh and never done anything. There's 100 Taekwondo athletes that go there every year just because that's
It's
where
Warrior.
the AAU team goes, right? It's Warrior Cup, right? So there's all kinds of things there, and everyone is excited about all the new people that have moved up into the adults, especially in the women's, category, all the new pickups, everything going on. So you
You
were just
won that
talking about
sucker.
No,
everything
thank you.
that you, everything that you was going through your head, but how long you been working on that aerial release?
Mm. Um,
You had to
I've
look off
been,
at the distance to figure that answer out.
yeah, no, I've had that. I've been doing the aerial toss without the spin at the end. I've been doing that for a couple years now. And
Right.
then the put the 360 in. How did I even come up? Oh, I was driving and I just I don't know, I just randomly I was going to train it, and then I just thought in my head, I said, what if I could 360 out of that? So I went to the
Right.
school and tried it out, picked up a pad and did it. And yeah, I started doing the full 360 since what, like June? So
Right.
yeah, June.
Okay. Awesome. And
Yeah,
just waiting for the right time to do it. Because I mean,
pretty
truth is,
much.
man, like this is one thing to where high level people and the people that are just trying to make it or trying to get to that high level have to understand you can't put every move you have into one form. All right. Some people
Mhm.
try and you can tell when it's too much, right? And then there's also that, hey, you have to make a form make sense. So even though this form may be my hardest, like, or this move may be my hardest trick, I don't necessarily need to put it in here because I have
Mhm.
all these that are going to make the whole form better than just one part of the form, right?
Mhm.
So I love how, you know what, like that was the move that set it off in the grand, but in the finals, you didn't even have to. You felt like, you know what, I don't need to. I'm focused on hitting the best form I can.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think and I talk about it to students all the time. It's like tricks don't win alone, right?
Right.
What do we do? You know, we do martial arts. So it's like, okay, well, I was pretty confident with, like, my choreography in terms of striking, you know, felt like my body was in shape, so I was able to execute everything and, strike at the right angles. And so yeah, man, it was, putting the martial arts in it, and then, then you can put all the cool stuff in it, and that makes it more entertaining, right? So
Right.
yeah.
Well, and even not just okay, when we say choreography, of course, creating a form, but
Hmm.
also the way that it flows with the music and everything else
Yes,
too.
yeah.
I think that really is something that you do well.
Hmm.
That some don't, right? And so it
Hmm.
really, and again, you are someone that really not just looks up to another generation or the past, but you study it and you respect it, and so you see not where some people you see people, okay, they're just mimicking the past. You can tell that you're trying to take that next step to be the next, the best you can be, right? The best ever.
Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, I like that you brought up the past because we just got done having a couple of champion fighters on, and we talked about like what was the past like in that era.
Mhm.
But it's a little different in fighting. You don't necessarily have to always think about like, well, who won this and what was that fighting style like, because it's the person's in front of you. The competition is right there.
Right.
I feel like in forms and weapons, it's so important to look at and know like what did a person do, you know, 13 years ago. All right. Is there something I can use that people have completely forgotten that was such a really cool move that maybe just kind of looked like it was just a throwaway move then, but like, wait, I think I can do something with that. And then now you get to put your creative spin on it. And it is so fun and cool to do that.
Yeah.
Is there someone that you've looked at in the past and their performances that have made you go, I think I could take something from that?
Oh, there's more than one. There's more than one. Like to this day, that's something that I'm passionate, but I'm also obsessive, or I have a passion and obsession for it. And yeah, like I've looked at a lot of videos and took a lot of inspiration from YouTube, but it got to the point to where I just started purchasing DVDs from Black and Blue and getting some stuff, and
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
so like, I mean, dude, there's so much more that I want to purchase, but like just I started off getting, some stuff from the early 2000s, and then stuff from like, like there's DVDs that are like best of forms and weapons like throughout the whole year, so it shows multiple tournaments. I got some stuff from Charlie Lee Nationals, and then, but I'll get back to your question, Alex. Sword. There's in the beginning, we'll go with speed. we'll say Johnny Liscar and Josh Corton. And then toward, more of my adult career, I'd say Kalman was the other one in terms of showmanship, presence, just his intro would just like made you watch. And it's like I never got to watch any of these guys, but just looking through YouTube, like there's so much more. Like even watching John Valera is another, or Mike or Carmichael, and just watching their intros. Like John did like a whole minute intro, like a 30-second form, but everyone would, from what I heard, and I could tell from just watching the video, it's like, good Lord, like his intro was, can't get your eyes off of it. And then even Caitlin Deschelle, like in terms of speed of cuts, more like I even going out of my way and asking Caitlin Kalman a bunch of questions about like, or especially Caitlin, like, what's your philosophy in like cutting the way you do, and like why do you cut this way, and just getting her takes on it, even Kalman's too. So yeah. Sorry, hopefully that answered your questions.
Dude, you're slowly becoming like one of my favorite guests ever. All right.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Like the way that you were, first of all, I've tried to mentally put aside the karate Ryan Gosling. I get that. Right. But just the way that you approach everything when you're just like, I'm a karate nerd too. I love this stuff. I'm not just going to look at YouTube because that's easy. Right. You're like, no, I'm going to go out and I'm going to go get all the DVDs. Does the average person even have a DVD player?
I don't know.
That's the thing. Like I mean, I'm looking at one over here. I got over here, and I promise. I think what's in there is either it's one of two things, and both of them are gonna make you giggle. It's probably like a Bluegrass Nationals, or it's Surf Ninjas. It's one of those two, right? Because what else are we gonna watch a DVD for? It's gonna be for the maybe not Surf Ninjas. You could probably stream that now, right? But definitely
still better.
Yeah, well, yes, I get it, right? But that's what we're doing, right? That's so fun that you're that much of a student of the game. Love it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Speaking of that, Ernie Reyes is in town this week for a Comic-Con, so I'm gonna head over there Sunday and
nice.
And, they're doing like Ninja Turtles 1 and 2 like reunion or whatever. So they got
you better FaceTime me.
I know.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I recently watched The Rundown not too long ago. It was on Netflix not that long ago, and I saw him
awesome scene,
fighting
right?
The Rock. Yeah, fighting The Rock.
Amazing scene.
Yeah.
Like he was beyond shredded too. All right.
Yeah, Valera's in that scene too.
I thought I saw him. Yeah.
I just forgot it until you mentioned that. Dude, he was amazing in that scene. But that's kind of where it's like I always felt what Ernie did in like a scene like that. That's where guys like you, Dawson, should be trying to get to, not just being a stunt for X-Men 5 or I'm going to do the stunts for the next Cobra Kai. Not that that's bad. It's not. I just think we're such showmen that with a little bit of script coaching, why not just be in the face in front of the camera? You know what I'm saying? Obviously,
and that's why
juniors had quite a bit of experience leading up to that point. Can't just say that was his only role. No, he had dozens before that.
Yeah. Well, and that's why like someone like Ernest the Cat Miller says that a lot of our martial arts guys should be in pro wrestling because you are doing the stunts and you have to show your face, your intensity, everything like that, and a lot of, especially the forms guys, have amazing facial expressions, or they're learning how to, right? So,
Dawson, who's a forms or weapons guy right now that would be awesome in the WWE?
I'm gonna put my French Canadian teammate on the spot. I'm sure Esteban would love to slam some people around and fly in the air.
Yeah,
You
I think
know,
so. I think that would be kind of crazy. I think he may get himself hurt with some of the things he would try, but yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, he would be pretty good on that one. I think so.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be bad. Maybe
No.
Shaquan.
Oh yeah,
Shaquan
there you
definitely
go.
should be doing it.
Shaquan
Yeah.
Shaquan's already got the body for it.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't. Yeah. He doesn't
He
have
don't
to
even
be
have to do
like some of us. So Dawson, let's talk about just, man, how it's been since 2022. You've been in the adult division. It's kind of wild.
yeah.
Because
You're
that your
old now.
first, yeah, your first tournament adult was my first tournament back, and I remember like at that Warrior Cup, and it was right after COVID and everything, and it was a crazy experience.
Yeah, let's just call it straight. That one, compared to what it is now, that one stunk.
Yeah, that's right. That tournament, yeah, you're right.
I mean, it was a good tournament.
No,
But if you want
it
to
was.
compare it, if you want to compare it to what the Warrior Cup that you just won, right? Comparatively, that one stunk.
Yeah.
Right. We're at a whole nother level, man. And I think you
Mhm.
are as well. You are someone that you've already shown that yes, you study, but you also ask people from my generation, everyone else, we have all kinds of conversations about, what do you think, I should do, or what would be a good, what's some ideas you were thinking, or what helped you in this, or what stood out in that time, and so I love how you are so focused on, not just winning, because yes, winning is the key thing, but making yourself stand out to be your true self, right? And I think that's something that you and I have had a conversation about is, and Alex and I have this conversation a lot on our show, and it's of course, comparing generations, and everyone really,
Mhm.
putting that early 2000s or that late really, let's say the 2008
Late.
to maybe 2011, 12 range there, right? Those guys
Yeah.
of like when Matt and Calvin were calling it,
Mhm.
quits around that time, and the comparisons. So does that drive you? Does that make you mad? Like, what is, what are those, what is that? How does that fuel you?
Good
I know that was
question.
a long question, but yeah.
No, it's okay. I think I mean, looking at comparisons, I mean, not just 2000s, but like 2010s era too, like all like as a whole, like yeah, it motivates me. Absolutely. And I don't think just not just about winning, but just, what they did on the mat. I think when I see this competitor and what they did and what they're known for, then it's like, okay, what can I do to, do something that I don't know. It's a tough question. I've never really thought of it. That you're making me think, Jeff. I think I don't think it makes me mad at all. I definitely think it is a good source of motivation and you know, and it's like, hopefully I can, you know, my time of competing, hopefully the next generation, can use me as a source of inspiration and motivation, and if, if I do that, then great, hopefully they can be better than me and,
Right.
keep this sport alive and
Of
make the
course.
division even better, right? So yeah.
Well, let's talk about that for a moment.
Yeah.
Let's lean into that
Absolutely.
because there's been I would say over the last like 3 years, we have to look at this generation that of guys that you're with right now, your core group.
Yeah.
The argument can be made. It's the best ever.
Yeah.
So let's put that to the test. All right. And that's the thing is if I could put it down to three people, I don't know who the three would be, So I'm not going to do that. But let's just say your core group, your era versus that late 2000s, right? Where you got Kalman, Matt Emig, maybe Mark Canonizato, Steve Torada, right?
I think Steve was kind of
Yeah, Steve's a little earlier.
and he's more of a forms guy, but yeah.
He is more of a, but let's say like Mark C.
Yeah, Mark C would still be in that group, I would think.
What do you think? What's the best era? You guys now or then?
If you would have put their forms against us, I think we'd win. And I'm not trying to sound arrogant, but you know,
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
it's
in terms of
level up.
tricks wise, we're ahead. You know, the sport's evolved, so I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah,
I agree because I've always said, I said, like, okay, like right now, whoever, if there's like one person who's like, man, they're 2026, oh my gosh, that's the best we've ever seen. Well, come 2028, that performance in 2026 would never win. All right.
Yeah.
It
right.
constantly, if you wait 3 months, your performance is likely not going to be the champion 3 months later, right? It's maybe that's extreme, but it is constantly evolving. So,
Yeah.
but
Well, yeah, Alex, even Carmichael on our show said, guys, recreate your form every 3 months because you should be, elevating and pushing, and that was something that he always did. John always did. They always taught me and our generation to do that. And somewhere it kind of got lost, and some people just kind of did the same thing for a couple of years, and then it kind of, it goes through its flows.
Well, there was guys like John Sue who were just, it was a different type of competitor. Legend, absolute legend. But when you watched a guy like him, you knew this is the performance. And when you competed against him, you appreciated it, and it drove you nuts at the same time. Because you're we saw this dang thing 2 years ago. Really? Again? I just broke my back. All right? And this guy still, man. But he had that level of consistency. So I think it was performances like that that started leading people to go, no, this is your performance. And you're going to perfect it until there's no possible way it could be anything other than perfect, which is appreciated. But I think constantly leveling up. I mean, I agree with you, Dawson. I think that if you put those forms against yours now, yeah, I think your forms win. But take Matt Emig, place Matt Emig in 2026, doing 2026 things.
Yeah.
Now, if you get, age out of the equation, yeah, that'd be scary, 'Cause, I mean, doing,
Right.
a high level CMX form, I don't know how old he is, but he's not in his 20s anymore. Like that's hard to do,
Yeah.
because, when I had the opportunity to train with Reed a little bit, and he's 30 years old now, and just like getting to talk with him and him being fully transparent about the stuff that he has to train his body a lot more. He has to do a really good proper warm up, a good proper, workout, and a good stretching recovery routine. So it's like that's hard. But I'm sure, Matt's skill and IQ is still there, right? I think even when I trained with Kalman in like in the beginning of my adult, years, or years back, like he's, I don't know how old he is, but it's like he would still
he's
demonstrate, or even Marcel too, like they would
31.
still demonstrate some stuff, and I'm like, dang, like y'all could still look good doing a form right now, just
Right.
because, and like it looks like, and like seeing Kalman now, like it looks like he's in, pretty good shape, and same with Marcel too. Like they can, they still got it. But I
Right.
Marcel
think
doesn't age.
Yeah.
yeah,
No.
dude,
He does
he's
not.
no, he's
He's a
not a human.
vampire too.
Yeah, right. So, but it's tough. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know who would win. I
It's
mean, that's
fun
all up to the
conversation to
judges.
have, though, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that
It's
fun?
fun, right? It's
Yeah,
fun.
it is. Right,
And you
absolutely.
know what? I think the best way of this, like, again, you know what? Reed came back and competed over the weekend, which was cool to see.
Yeah, that was
and
that was
again, you have Andrew Bacchus that came back and competed. You know, you had the new announcement that Tyler's going to, now I don't know if that means he's coming back to compete or if he's just coaching or whatnot.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
but again, you know, people forget like Reed and Tyler were the same age. They were the ones that moved up
Mhm.
together. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool to see, you know, and then you have, I mean, our divisions are pretty fun and pretty exciting, you know, because you have all the
Yeah.
guys like that have been doing it for a while. You know, you also have Rashad that just moved up. You know, you have Tim that I think keeps getting better.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, then you
No,
have
Tim's killing it.
all of us on the traditional side that I feel like we are in our best years right now. So you never know, man, how it's how it is. And it just keeps getting better, you know. And
Yeah.
because again, guess what? In another year, someone else that's been sitting and just coaching for 5 years or something is going to be like, hey, I want to come back and do it, and let's see what happens, right? So
Yeah. Absolutely.
it's that's what's great about our sport is that yeah, you can retire, but we can always compete in some form or capacity, you know.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that like, when you're past your 30s, I'm not saying it's impossible. Or yeah, Drew Derrick, he came
yeah,
back. I didn't see
yeah,
his form.
yeah,
But yeah, I'm not saying it's impossible at all. Like I you guys like Jeff, prime example. Like still kick like I can't kick like you, sir. You know? Like so yeah, but I mean, can I ask you like since now that you're a little bit older, you're not in your 20s anymore,
right.
like is it harder physically, when you're training?
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely
Okay.
harder.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, let's see, when I started my school, I was 25. When that started, honestly, about 27, 28 was when I said, okay, I can't do these long sessions anymore. I just started at that age. I even said, okay, I'm going hard for 30 minutes and then I'm resting and I'm doing some type of recovery or I'm doing something else. Then I'll come back. And so I would work
Mhm.
out 3 times a day, but just half hour, half hour, half hour. That was
Mhm.
better for me to where I knew I was getting the most out of what I needed to do. But anytime I went over that was when I would get injured or I would get where I would be like, okay, and now
Yeah.
what's crazy now I see this is that I wasn't in the best health. I wasn't eating as healthy, wasn't doing the things like that. Now I feel like I can go a lot longer than what I did then.
Yeah.
So but it's because of what I'm putting in my body, how I'm treating it, and also my mindset as well too. So,
Yeah.
And
yeah,
see,
More
Jeff,
wisdom.
that's where you look at that and go, all right, 27, 28.
Mike, your mic again. 1, 2, we got it.
You get this awesome mic, and then this stuff. Doesn't matter how expensive it is. This is the best mic you can get. Whatever.
All right, go ahead. What were you going to say? Do you
What I
remember?
was gonna say is you were like 27, 28 when you came to that realization,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Most of
Mm.
us,
yeah.
hi, all right. We push that thing. We don't care until we're like 34, and then we're like, oh, hang on. But then you're still hanging on, and you're like, all right, well now I clearly can't do that, and now we've damaged our body.
Yeah.
All right, and so we do have a significant shelf life, whereas you don't. Right. So, well, you do. Everybody does. Right.
Yeah, everybody does. Yeah, no,
Everybody
I
does.
definitely know.
Everybody does.
I'm in that point right now where I am like, again, I don't want to ever be that person that retires and then comes back or even says, I don't even want to say that retire word.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
I rather, because again, I think I can compete however long I want to, but for me in that mindset
Mhm.
of still competing in the 18 plus where I think, okay, in that I've already
Yeah.
in some ways worn out my welcome or done that longer than most could, right? And still being able at a high level. I want to do this year of, like welcoming those people that are moving up, like for me, one of the best ways that Warrior Cup started was me and Noah Thomas going against each other head and head, doing OG, both teammates, his first tournament as a adult,
Mm.
and someone that said that was his dream was to go head to head with me. in a Korean challenge, like that's just crazy, right? That's just cool. And to be able to say I did that at 42 against a 17, 18-year-old, like, like again, like I'm blessed, man. I can't, so those types of things. But even after that, doing those 3 forms in a row, I was tired, man. I was tired. I
Yeah.
was tired. And
Yeah.
I felt it all weekend. But so yeah, you feel it. I probably never had any hip issues like everyone thinks I did, but I am having some hip pain now, but I don't think it's anything serious. I have to work through some different stuff, That's it.
Good deal. Nice.
So the long answer to your original question, Dawson, which is we're getting interviewed, right?
Yeah,
Which is like, is it harder? The things that like leave you are not the things that leave you, but it's like it's the random things that like will nick you up, right? It's not like it's not the trick and crash where you're like, oh, what was I thinking? Why did I try it? That it's not that. It's not even for the fighters. It's not taking a side kick to the rib and breaking it, because then you don't get humbled. You're like, all right, well, I have a definite reason as to why I got injured. I'm still good, right? It's something nutty where you'll just do something and you'll just take a step and turn and you're like, whoa, I had no idea my hip was basically expired, right? And I've been kicking on it this entire time like that. Oh, I have no cartilage in my knee on the left side. Oh, okay. Had no idea. But it's just one little moment and then boom, you're toast, man. So I did something like that like a week ago. I did one dumb, just so, can I tell you, the exercises that I hate that you see people do at the gym all the time? Kettlebells. Kettlebells are retarded.
Really?
I hate kettlebells.
You don't like kettlebells?
I love kettlebells.
No, you know why? You know why, Dawson? Because it's just it's a weight. Sure, it's 40, 50 pounds. It's not that big a deal, all right? And you're swinging it over here, you're swinging it over there, you squat with it. Should be no problem, right? No, except your body's not meant to do this whole thing with this kettlebell going like this, right? And so then you think it's so easy, so you're like, you kidding me? I'm an athlete, right? You're doing this thing with the kettlebell like that, it's no problem. Yeah. Watch me. Then you hurt yourself because kettlebells are retarded.
All right. Okay.
Welcome to the show, Dawson. Welcome. This is what this is the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He doesn't know what to say after that. He doesn't know what to say.
I actually do want to follow up a little bit of what we asked Martin and Mason, is we started asking them about what their year is going to be like. So that's the one thing about our sport that I really don't like, is that we go into a weekend not knowing who's going to be there, right? And I feel like in every sport, like, you get excited about it. It's already decided. This is what the matchups are going to be like. This is the storyline. And even as competitors, like, we want to know, all right? Sorry, Obeda, all right? But what events are you that so far are you doing this year?
You're asking me how long am I going to be doing it?
No, just this year. This year.
No, just this year. What events are you doing? Yeah.
I'll be at Competes, Ocean States, obviously, Quebec, Atlanta, U.S. Open,
so almost
Diamonds, just about all of them, yes, sir.
Cool. So there's a couple out there that people could entice you to be like, hey, come my way. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a couple that still are undecided, like Capital Classics or maybe Toronto. Who knows?
I'm sorry. Yeah. Capital Classics. Yeah. I forgot to mention that. Yeah. Sorry. My mistake. Yes. Capital Classics. That is on my radar.
Cool.
So Dawson, like, this is one of the things too that I think we have that it's a good thing, but
he's gonna.
We lost Jeff.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
We lost Jeff. Leave it with me. Well, he was talking about it being a good thing that we kind of, hopefully that he's saying that we kind of know like what you're going to be doing, where you're going to be at. But now he's back. Go ahead, Jeff.
So I just did this and I just disappeared. So, okay. thought I ended the whole
Happens.
show, so thank God.
Hey,
Uh,
hey, that's
um,
happened to me too before,
yeah.
on the show and left Ben hanging. So I get it.
The worst was when I left and Alex was like, I can't end the show. And you guys just left me here. And he just started randomly talking about things. And he thought this is going to be the greatest thing ever. Remember that, Alex? That was after our Ocean State episode.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, Dawson,
I'll
what
be.
I was saying was that like we know, like NASCAR is what challenges you the most right now, right? But
Mhm.
there's at some point, we've done so many of these terms, we've done the same thing. What is next? What is there something that, hey, I want to go try competing overseas. Hey, I want to go try do this. Okay, maybe competition wise, we say it's not the same, but experience wise, it's something that you should and give yourself, because if not, we just stay in the United States all the time. Well, then what are we can grow our brand in so many different ways. Look at what Bailey Murphy is doing right now, right? You and Ben went to where were you guys at recently?
We went to Surat, India.
There you go. All right.
hmm
What's
And
that like?
Surat in India. I mean, I've never been in that part of the world before. Neither has Ben. So it's different. That's all I can say right there. It was very different.
No, you can
Um,
say more. You just stumped for the moment. All right. So what's
yeah,
tell me, give me one culture shock thing, because I've never been to Surat, India. I've never been to India.
yeah.
What's
I
a culture
mean,
shock thing that you'd be like, oh, buckle up for this, Alex?
just traveling. It's that was hard. As we
yeah.
It's just long travel and then
Don't they have those little, like, what do they call them? Tuk-tuks?
I don't know, but
The
like
little buggies that you usually rent like a taxi, but it's like a little like open.
oh, okay, so traveling, yeah. So the street driving around, um, not in like the main highway, but like the roads that just travel around this like
Right,
some
right.
parts of the city. There's no right and left lane. So they're just swerving all over each other and they're driving really fast. Food, oh, I didn't care to try the street food. Ben and I just played it safe and stuck to our hotel food and we went to the nearest McDonald's and Starbucks and we were set. We didn't care on trying anything else. Okay, but the positive side, like just getting to go perform in a fully packed arena in
Yeah.
front of the Akshay Kumar, who's like a really big movie star out
Really?
there, getting to shake his
All
hand.
good.
That was
Yes.
super cool. I mean, all of us getting a, but the both of us just getting a standing ovation. It was really cool. It was really special.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So yeah.
So again, what are some other things besides that, that you're thinking, hey, I'd like to try this. I'd like to go,
hmm
do another, maybe it's a world championships. Maybe it's just
hmm
an event. Maybe it's, what did we talk about before, Alex? I remember like the Bercy Festival or Buddha Gala or something like that, right?
Right.
Whatever opportunity is available, I'm not saying no. If if Irish Open, if I get an opportunity to go out to Irish Open, I'm doing it.
Right.
Or anywhere. If I, if I can afford to go, then yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. That's always been one of my dreams, even before I got on Paul Mitchell. I've always wanted, just seeing it, you know, on YouTube. It's like, oh, I would love to go have that opportunity to go international and just
Yeah.
compete or just even perform and just get to interact with or even just watch, watch fighting, all that stuff. Just get the whole experience.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, I did it when I was younger, and then I waited a long time to go back. And so Germany this year was really cool experience to see that. And it was weird too, just because I haven't been there much, but like people talking about you like they've seen you. It's the weirdest thing ever, right? And you're just like, what? Like,
Yeah.
and they're speaking different things in like next to you, but not to you, but in their language, and you're like, they say my name? Does it, like, how do they know? Like it's just a weird thing, right? Like it's like, oh, all right, this is cool. It was a big, it was an honor, right? It's awesome, but
Yeah,
yeah,
100%.
definitely. So, do you have any big seminars or things coming up where you are traveling somewhere?
Yes,
Uh,
sir. Well, the seminar that's coming up this month, it'll be at the Memphis Open. It'll be at
right.
Mr. Joey Perry's tournament, World
Well,
Games.
he was saying, yeah, the World Games, you need to do that soon as a part of the U.S. team one time. Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
never say never, sir. That'd be
that's
cool.
right.
If I can afford it, then and if I can, fit in my schedule, then yeah, it's not impossible. But what was I saying? Oh, Memphis Open. Um,
It's in 2 weeks, I
after
think.
that,
Yeah.
yes, sir. So I'll be
Yeah.
doing a sword seminar, just getting to teach what I love, hopefully I can anyone who attends, hopefully they can take something out of it, whether it's just one piece of advice or skill, whatever. And then next it'll be in Guatemala.
Okay.
Um, yes, sir. That'll be in the first week of my spring break. So that'll be in the first week of March, I believe. So we'll be going out and doing that. And then possibly Quebec. It's not confirmed, but
Right.
possibly that. So yes, sir.
Nice. That's good stuff,
Yeah.
man. That's good stuff. Yeah, Leandro's saying we got to go to Brazil. Yeah, we got to do that.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out. Maybe. Well, I have some things that I'm working on as well. So I'll maybe be talking to you soon about some opportunities as well. So that's going to be fun.
All right.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
yeah, and Leandro's just trying to get everybody to go to Brazil. Hey, why not? I think
Uh,
it's any traveling's fun to me. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course. You
You mentioned Irish Open, like if it comes back. Did you ever get a chance to compete there before it was no more? Did you go as a junior?
no.
never got to go as a junior.
No. Hey,
Super.
Dawson, one
Yeah.
thing before you finish up, we need to just give a shout out. And again, we always need to do this. Just let's give a shout out to
Mhm.
Jason Warren. Like
Yeah.
this dude,
Yes,
like
sir.
just like all the legends that come from his school, and like
Hmm.
what's that like? I mean,
Hmm.
we don't have to tell the secret sauce, of everything that
Hmm.
but like what is it, man? What's the secret?
Well, I mean,
What's the
you
secret? But
have to.
what's
Yeah. I mean, you'll have to get him on here at some point. He's
man?
just as
Probably.
dude. He is a history buff as well,
Yes.
for sure. Um, Man, like I got my black belt under him, so I grew up, watching the Presleys and even seeing, I mean, they would have, yeah, just seeing Reed and all of them just train a little bit or just like having them do a form. So yeah, that's what really hooked me on. And then they would sometimes have Jackson Rudolph come out there and train with them, or there'd be guys like Danny Etkin who'd show up, or Carson
Right.
Crawford, like
Right.
there's people, or even Tyler, he came out at one time.
Yeah.
And so, man, the secret sauce, I mean, in the beginning, Jason, like Mr. Warren, just drilled the crap out of my basics, made me do it all, training my sidekick over and over. Yeah, I had to fight, when I started competing, I had to do it all, like forms, weapons, fighting. So it's that foundation that got me in there, or that I
Well,
think that helped. What's up?
lean into that. When you say like, I mean, like you drilled my sidekick over and over.
Yeah.
What is that? What did that look like?
So
Because
before
that
I
looks
was
different
even
than a lot of people drilling something
right.
over and over. So I'm just curious.
So, before I was really, really good at CMX. I mean, I was getting into it, getting in sword. Um, oh my gosh, I was doing gay Beck, or I mean, I did a few other forms, but like I did gay Beck often, and that was
Hey,
like in
ain't no shame in
2000.
that. I love gay back.
Yeah, yeah, I was doing that in like 2014, 2015, around that year. So like, yeah, I was training sidekicks for that form specifically all the time, and yeah. So that's what that was, side kicks, even that round kick in that form too.
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah, I think and just being able to, I mean, it's cool to talk about, talking about that early 2000s, but like what really gave me that full inspiration was just seeing the Presleys and Jackson, like that whole 2010s era, just being there. And when I'm training for this, tournament, I didn't have a Warrior Cup, so I'd be at the school late at night or early in the morning. I mean, stuff that fueled me up was all I had to do was just look to my right and see their whole stacks of Warrior Cups. So I was
Yeah.
like, well,
It's crazy,
shoot,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Jeff, for real, that should be the next docu-series.
Right, right. Yeah. That would be
The
sick.
champions that came from like the group of Jason Warren.
I know.
yeah,
Wild. Wild.
yeah.
So
We'll
now
see.
so now you
Mhm.
you have another one to that school, man. How does that feel though?
Yes.
Like to add to that, right?
It's man, it's crazy. Um, so I mean, I give credit to where credit is due. Um, yeah, it's hard to put it in words. It's pretty crazy, and it was cool. Again, like being able to be in that World Cup finals with Reed too. It was just like,
Yeah, yeah.
even when we were training, like before this tournament, we were both just like, going back and forth with like, you know, this could be a chance that we could both be up there
Yeah.
and be against each other. And I was like, yeah, I get that. Which is weird. It's so
Yeah.
weird because, when he was my age, I was, 10, 11, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
now he's 30. And I'm like, and it was a cool full circle moment. And just like, now I get to say I beat him. So there you go.
Ah,
So yeah.
Oh man. That's wild. Sorry,
Yeah.
I just got a crazy message that I'll have to share maybe next week. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
sometimes you get those sometimes where that happens while you're doing the show and it's kind of wild. I've gotten I tell you what, man, when you start doing this for a long time and you're getting those point and people start asking you things or to do things, and you know what? I see you similar to myself as someone who loves the sport so much. And every opportunity you still look like, yeah, I deserve to be there, but it's still like you're that little kid looking up, like you said, being able to compete against Reed, right? Like it's
Yeah.
wild, right? I feel the same
Yeah.
way when Carmichael Simon calls me and I'm like, wait a minute, this is the guy I looked up to when I was,
Yeah.
like a kid. Like it's still weird that like he wants to be on our show all the time or wants to just talk shop. It's like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, you're the guy that like, like I was at Battle. I've shared the story. I was at Battle of Atlanta, and I couldn't go to sleep before I competed because I was so excited to meet Carmichael and Kim Do and all
Wow.
these guys. And like I was just such a big fan of that, right? So, again, I see you as that person as well. Like, because when you got those videos, you text me and you were like, "All right, who is this guy? What is this? What was that?"
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm going all random, but I think that's
No
kind of
worries.
what we are. We just love the sport, man. I think
Absolutely.
that's
Oh,
why
yeah.
people love watching you, Dawson, and especially over these past few years. It's because they know your passion for it, And truth is, all you guys, Ben, Dawson, Esteban, Philip, like just the passion everybody has for it, and the hard work you guys put in, and also the work you're putting into your students too. Talk about that right now before we finish up. What like
Mhm.
because that's a whole different level, right? Because you
Yeah.
are focused on you and wanting to win a Warrior Cup, which is a huge thing, but you also
Mhm.
taught probably 6 to 10 private lessons that weekend too, right? So
Yeah. And it's like I have that communication with him. I was like, God, if I miss your form,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yep,
But, looking at our schedule, we're going at the same time. But please, like, it's important that we get videos of your form so that way we look back and see
Yep.
what we can do, and so that way I can see that okay, we fixed or we did the best that we could to get ready for it, and then worked on the things that we worked on before, leading up to the event.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's all about talking with students and getting inspiration, or telling them about competitors, especially sword, and then like I don't know how to say this, but I guess trying to figure, obviously trying to figure out their own selves through it, right? Like, I mean, that's one of the biggest things. I mean, I mean,
You're looking at it
most
from
of
the
the,
coach's mindset as well.
yeah. So, like, I mean, most of the students that I work with are young, they're not adults yet.
Correct.
Right.
So they still have a lot to work with or to work on, obviously, in terms of like the little, the details, but obviously, like, you know, but also just ultimately just being a good role model,
Right.
like
Exactly.
it's like, so that's one thing I really take to heart, whether I win or even when I lose, like the way I carry myself after I lose. I mean, even all of us, like Ben, Esteban, Philip, like you see what we do after an overall grands, we go and shake the judge's hands,
Right.
because that's
Right.
sportsmanship, or we even embrace each other as teammates, even after, like, if I lose,
Yeah.
we're still hugging each other. So it's like, yeah, just being inspiration to students, or even, students that I don't work with. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's and the thing is too, man, is like, we are very into, of course, ourselves. You got to be for
Yeah.
yourself to win and to be at that. But also, I think when you start having students, your purpose of competing is part of your teaching as well, because
Yeah.
you have to lead the way for them by your actions, lead by example, right? So I think you are someone who's a great example of that for your students. And I think that inspires them in some ways just as much as you teaching them by creating the form or whatever as well, is going out there and
Yeah.
showing them and getting them pumped up by what you just did.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that angle, I got a question about, you mentioned earlier about adding another Warrior Cup to the school, to the lineage, etc. Did
Hmm.
it feel like, all right, Dawson, we all got one. It's kind of your turn now. Did it feel like that at all?
Um, Kind of my turn. No, not really. I I didn't feel like that way. I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean, I've never been a
yeah,
part of a school
yeah.
that's kind of been like that. Here's what I do know. And we
Hmm.
had um, Jeremy Talbot on last week. We had,
Hmm.
or I felt like we did our best to try to honor Sensei
Yeah.
John Sharkey.
I think
I
we
know
did.
Yeah.
that in that school, if you're just in that school and you're kind of like the next man up, like people were before Salif won, it was kind of like, okay, man, we're kind of expecting you when you come
Oh,
out
really?
as an adult. Like this is we're expecting that you come home with this thing.
Oh,
So that's why I didn't know. Like when you're talking about all the guys that
oh,
you stand next to, did it kind of feel like that?
oh. Well, when you put it like that, no, to be honest, I think it was all me. It was all me. I wanted to be, and they didn't have to tell me. I just,
Right.
I
Exactly.
was that determined to win one.
Right.
So,
Well,
yeah.
and it's cool too. I was sitting there while you're doing, well, actually before you did your form with Cole and Reed, and even before you went, Dawson's got this one. That's what Reed said, and so it was cool. Cool to see. I'm
Oh,
talking about
really?
the daytime. For the grand. Yeah, it was just like, so
Yeah.
it was cool. Just that, of course, the support for everyone is there, but when
Hmm.
you've seen someone from your school, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah. I mean, they work there because their equipped school is next door. So they see me you know, all the time show up, you know. I'm like, I'm the first one on the floor, and I'm the last one off the floor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm there all the time, and they've had to get on me because even when I was trying some of these new tricks, I poked a lot of holes on the floor. So I had to be careful, you know what I mean? So yeah, that was a little random, but
Yeah.
but
Oh,
that's
it's
the
okay.
show.
It's okay. Oh, all
Yeah.
right. One more quick. All right. What's the craziest accident you've had with the sword training? Okay. Because I'll share one as a coach where I was
Mhm.
this close from probably dying. But yeah.
Oh, accident.
With the like you're saying poking holes in the floor. What about the ceiling or
Oh, I think poking holes in the floor is probably the craziest. I'd say like, oh yeah, I got two. One was it was right here actually. I was just throwing it around, just trying something. I don't even remember. I was throwing it behind my back and it was going around. This is one thing I used to do when I was a junior, and it like the tip of the sword. I don't know how, but just the physics of it, how it was spinning, it just hit or stabbed the back of my calf. And just
Oh,
like it was a perfect, like right on the, I have a mole. It was perfectly in the middle and it was bleeding like all down my leg. It was wild.
that is
Um, yeah, it was random. I was like, I mean, it stung a little bit, but it was just like random on how accurate that was, you know?
right. Right.
Um, and then another, um, it didn't hurt anything, but this was at Memphis Open, and I was competing. I was in the middle of a form, and my blade broke off.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, my
That's
blade just fell. So I don't even remember how it
Wasn't
happened,
even a
or like,
soft stuff sword.
no, it was CMX, but
I know. Wow.
so like somehow I noticed when I was going, or like before I started, the blade was somewhat like bent a little bit. Don't know
mm,
how it happened. So I was like, "Oh, okay." So I started going, and then I went from like a a block to a down cut transition. So as I hit the block, I was transitioning to chamber into that down cut. As my my hands went to here, but the blade just dropped right in front of my face and just
wow.
like fell, and I just sat there, and I was just like,
What just happened?
I guess I'm disqualified. I don't know. That was random. Yeah,
See, that's
Yeah.
the I always wonder about that. Is it?
yeah.
Because you're holding the weapon in your hand, but
And
it,
but
tip of it,
You,
like
I
what's the
mean,
ruling? Is it over
I mean,
DQ?
I mean, you can make that same argument with bow competitors whenever they snap their
yeah.
bow. It's
Oh
like,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of that rule, but whatever. You know.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
especially, when it cracks, when it breaks in the middle, because I've heard that's an indication of like proper, I mean, you're
Yeah.
striking properly, right? Instead of it
Right.
breaking elsewhere,
I
right?
think
Yeah.
Jackson
So,
did that in the middle of a form and then didn't stop and then just created a form with
Yeah. And
two halves.
they still get DQ'd
yeah,
them. So, yeah. I mean,
yeah, I saw that live.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
saw
It
that
was
live. It was
a lot.
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, man, all right. So I was teaching a private lesson, and my student does a whip with his bow, and he does it, and I'm sitting. He's doing here. I'm sitting over to the left, right, on top of
Yeah.
like pads, and I'm just my back is on the wall. So then I go walk and sit down to be in front of him. Then 3 seconds later, that
No.
bow goes straight through right to where I was sitting, and when it went right in my eyeball, it went straight into the wall, that like thick into the wall. It was just like, all right, thank you, Jesus. Yeah, because that would have been
Ooh, man.
yeah, that was the scariest thing that I've seen is like or been around. Is like, all right,
Yeah.
it's not that happened. Yeah,
Close
and
call,
then
man. Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know. And then
Wow.
growing up, commas were the points were actually sharper, right?
Yeah.
And so I'd
Yep.
have some where I'd be doing this and it got stuck, it got hit my uniform or something, and then got and just cut me all the way up to here before. That was pretty bad.
Well, and the most dangerous were the whirling commas that
Yeah.
were real, that had real tips.
Right.
Can't think of a more chaotic thing to like. Now you'd be like, that's crazy. That'd be like an NFL player playing with no helmet. Like that's dumb, you know. But
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah. You guys need to ask Ron Kane about his accident with his
Yeah.
commas back in the day. He cut his
Yeah.
foot up bad with
Yeah.
those commas, with those. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, like the sword that I'm currently using that has the ridges on it,
Mhm.
that thing hurts when you mess up.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. I bet. I mean,
Yeah.
and even like nunchucks, like like the chain chucks that I use, the edges of them actually like cut and slice at your hands a lot, right? And that's happened to me a
Yeah.
bunch. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of wild. And of course, last year at World Cup, I just hit myself straight in the head during demo. So like,
Have you ever seen in a competition? Have you ever seen like a spectator get hit with a weapon?
oh yeah,
Uh,
Casey hit me twice. All right, Casey hit me
Casey?
twice back in the day. Yeah. Casey
no,
Marks.
have not.
That's actually impressive.
Yeah.
Number one, that she hit somebody. Number two, that it was you.
Yeah.
And then it happened a second time.
Right.
Not just that she did it a second time, but she
No.
did it a second time to you.
Right.
Dude, why didn't you get a lotto ticket at that point?
No, I know. She owed me a bunch. There was also one time where a guy was doing round off. Well, back at this time, it wasn't flash. It was just a layout. And the person on deck he had his back to him, and I was the person after him. And he went too far, and both feet hit this guy in the back of his head, and he landed right on top of the kid. Boom,
Mhm.
knocked him out, and we had to like catch him. And yeah, he couldn't do his form. It was bad. It knocked him out. It was scary.
Ooh,
So I've seen that
Mhm.
and things like that several times. But yeah, that
what
was the most.
DDB said.
Yeah.
This is a crazy one because this is
Yeah,
what
so
it was
he said
like.
the leg. I've seen it where it was in the head before, where the guy
I-
was doing flying commas, and it went in the back of his head. And we were on one of those gym floors that had carpet, so it
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
blood all over the place. It was disgusting. Yeah.
Oh man.
Weapons accidents, man, and they still happen to this day.
Yeah.
Josh Durbin knocked himself out with that baseball bat swing. Like the first one here, and it missed here, and it went boom, and he dropped himself one time. Yeah.
I feel like somebody else
Wow.
did that to themselves. I think it was like Corey Lucas, maybe. Maybe I'm just thinking that.
Could be. You never know, man. These guys, everybody swings hard.
Yeah.
Yep. So, oh man. See, Dawson, we're having a blast just chatting and having
Yeah,
fun.
man.
Dawson,
And so-
he's a great freaking time, right, Jeff? He's an
I
awesome
know,
show.
I
This
know.
is great. Dude, you got to come back like once a month.
There we go.
Thank you. Yeah, man. It's fun
Awesome.
talking shop with you guys. Had a blast.
Of course, man. Of course. Well, dude, congrats. You had an amazing performance.
Thank you.
We'll see. I'll see you in a couple weeks at Memphis.
Yep.
And then, everybody will see you competes and
Mhm.
the rest of the year. So it's going to be exciting, man. Congrats
Yes,
to you,
sir.
man.
Thank you
keep
very
doing
much.
what
Looking. Yes, sir. Will
I
do.
remember that one, Drew. That one was scary, bud. I remember that one where he hit himself in the back of the head. Yeah. He kept doing the
Oh,
whole
with the big whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do they call that weapon? It's not what is what is it?
Kusa Rikama is what he said.
But what? Oh no, that's those big
Yeah.
old commas. Those big things that
He's
look
got
like
one comma, he's got a ball on the other end. Yeah, that's your next weapon there, Dawson. You're going to do an open style version of that. Right?
comma with a mace.
He's like, "You're wild. Don't."
Mm.
I'm good with my sword.
Steve Rashad.
No. We'll make Rashad do that.
Yeah, we'll make this do that one.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, guys. You take care. Great job, Dawson. All right, Alex.
This has been another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I'm Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Dawes. See you next week. Have a blessed one, guys. Thank you, Dawson.
Thank you guys.